All right. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to share this special interview with you. This is Jami, and Jami, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Jami, and I am a mom of 4 kids. I have almost 19, almost 16, almost 4, and a 2-year-old. And I stay home with them. I'm very blessed to be able to do that, and I'm very thankful for that. I live in Indiana, and I worked in therapy until I had my third child, my son. And once I was pregnant with him, I kind of quit and I stayed home. And I've been home ever since. So I worked as an occupational therapy assistant.
Awesome.
So I think that's about it.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, you kind of have like two separate age groups going on there, but I bet that makes it really fun and interesting all at the same time.
It does. It's challenging too sometimes, but I have 3 girls, and so my third child is a boy, my 4-year-old. So my older girls are so helpful, and they have been since day one. So I'm really thankful for that.
That is awesome. Those older girls can sometimes be those like kind of mother hens, and so it's good.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I want you to tell everybody how you found the Empowered Challenge. I think, when was the first challenge you did? Do you remember what month that was?
I did last October.
Last October. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done last October, February, and now the next challenge coming up in May will be your third, right?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
I think there was a mini challenge in there. I don't know if that was the February one.
There was a little mini. I think that was actually right before Christmas. We just did a little something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And then we did another Empowered Challenge just in February. So tell everybody, how did you even find out about the Empowered Challenge?
So I was kind of in the rabbit hole of Facebook, kind of stuck in that black hole one early morning before my kiddos woke up, and was just kind of scrolling through. And I guess it was an ad. I don't know if you'd call it an ad, but it popped up on my feed. Mm-hmm. And I think what actually caught my attention was that it was a challenge, because in the past I had done fairly well with challenges. Like I had done the squat challenge and the ab challenge, and for some reason I'm really not a competitive person, but for some reason that competing with myself to see if I can do better than the last time, that just struck a chord with me. So when I saw the word challenge, I kind of delved into it more, and I was a little skeptical as to whether it would help me. I didn't really know what it was, but I just decided I would try it. Mm-hmm. I had kind of yo-yoed back and forth with my weight pretty much my whole life. The first time I really lost a lot of weight was my sophomore year of high school. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, it has just, I've done well, and then I haven't, and then I've done well, and then I haven't. So I didn't know if it would help me or anything, but I just decided to give it a try.
Yeah. Free challenge. Why not check it out?
Right.
Right. I love that. Right. Yeah. And I know a lot of women can relate to that back and forth. Like, yeah, I can lose weight, but I can't ever seem to like maintain it. And I just go back and forth. And it gets frustrating, right?
Yes. And that's one of the things I remember you saying, is that, we all know how to lose weight. It's just being consistent and being able to continue doing the things that we're doing and be able to keep that up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if you can remember back to last October, because you even said you're a little skeptical, and I totally get that. I am too, every time I sign up for something free. What were some of the things that drew you in? You even said just one on the first day. I talk about, yeah, we know how to lose weight, but how do we maintain it? Yeah. Was there anything else that kind of drew you in?
Well, I think every session, I guess you could call it, every day that we had a session, I think I was drawn in a little bit more because I started to see that it really wasn't a diet. It was more about changing the way that I think about myself and the way that I think about food. That was very new to me. Food had been very much almost an enemy. You know, I would think about food as it was bad, and it was getting to the point where almost all of the food was bad. Like anytime I ate, it was bad. So, you know, hearing that there's no good or bad food, hearing that just because I eat something doesn't make me bad, it doesn't mean I have failed or I'm a failure. That was a big thing for me. That was something that I think I really needed to hear.
You're gonna make me tear up because that's exactly it. Like, we want to take on our mistakes and failures and identify with them, like make it mean something about us. But they don't. It kind of goes to that saying, hate the sinner, not the sin, or hate the sin, not the sinner.
Not the sinner.
Yes. And so, you know, we don't need to hate ourselves just because we sinned. That's not productive, right? So I love that. Describe your experience in that first challenge.
I think I was a little bit offish, maybe. I was a little afraid to comment on things. I kind of just wanted to sit back and see what everybody was saying, see what it was all about. But I think by the end of the challenge, I was actually commenting, and I did participate in, you had, I think, a devotional every day, and there was a little worksheet that I had printed out. I did all that, but as far as being outgoing enough to comment in front of everybody else, I think I was a little offish in that way. But like I said, by the end of the challenge, I felt more comfortable. Yeah. And I really saw that everybody, you are super supportive, but everybody there would comment and say, good job, or, well, this is what I do when that happens. And I thought that was really neat that even the people that I don't know, we don't know each other at all, we're supporting each other and kind of helping each other. So that was kind of a cool little thing.
I think that's super cool too. And I think I can attract some of those people because I really want to create a judgment-free zone. Like, we're all struggling, and God didn't call us here to judge. He called us here to be in a relationship with each other and support and encourage. And we all have some like crazy thoughts and we do some crazy things, and let's just help each other through it. Let's not judge each other. And so I love that. I love that you felt that support and that uplifting, because that's really what we're put here to do, right?
True. Yeah.
Okay, so what happened? You did the first challenge. What results did you see from that first challenge?
I immediately started losing weight, and I wish I could tell you exactly how much I lost in that first challenge, but I really don't remember because there were just some things that became so much more important than how many pounds I lost, you know? I think it was somewhere between 5 and 7. I'm not sure. Yep. But I can just tell you that, like, my whole attitude just changed. I just felt so different. I felt like I had more confidence. I wasn't as afraid to meet new people. And I started, actually about the same time, I joined a homeschool co-op because we're intending to homeschool our 2 youngest children. And that was pretty stressful for me because I'm not really good always at meeting new people and knowing what to say, but I had so much confidence walking in there and being able to make new friends, and they're fantastic ladies. So I'm so glad that I was able to do that. And I think a lot of that is just because I started learning some biblical truths about myself. Actually, I don't think I was really learning them. I think I knew them, but I had never really applied them or thought about myself in those ways. Even though my brain knew it, I don't think it didn't have the brain heart connection, you know? Yep. So, everything just kind of changed for me. And it's not perfect still. I still struggle with, you know, all of the things that I learned from the first challenge and the second challenge, but I know how to learn from them now, and I know how to get through the disappointments and move on. Like today was a tough day for me. I ended up getting fast food for lunch, and you know what? I went off my plan, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, and I told my husband that today. I was like, I totally blew my plan. It's okay. It'll be fine.
It is fine. Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm not allowed to eat for the rest of the night. I feel okay with it. And I think it would have been the end of the world, you know, before October. So.
Yeah. And that's what we want to do. We make these mistakes and then we want to punish ourselves. Punishment just leads to feeling terrible, not only about ourselves, but just in general.
Right.
And then we're looking for comfort. And where do we go?
Right.
To more food. So I love that. Yeah, it is okay. So what? One day you have to have fast food for lunch? You got tomorrow. And it'll be okay.
Or you even have the next meal.
Exactly. You have the next meal. You have, like we kind of talked about in the challenge, you can start over now.
Right.
Yeah. I love that.
And that's a big thing for me too, because I was really bad about that. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow just never came. So, and now I'm better at saying, okay, right now, I'm starting over. Yeah. And that helps a lot.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay. So what you kind of talked about some of it, what action have like kept you going? Like what action did you keep taking after that first challenge?
So the planning was huge. And that was one of the first things I remember you telling us. I think that's like the first day is plan your meals. Yeah. But I loved how you were like, don't plan how much to eat. Just plan your food out. And if you go off your plan, it's okay, but try to decide why you went off your plan, and you need to think about why you're eating things. So that was huge, and I still do that. There's some days that I get busy and I don't write my food down. And like I said, this was a rough day, and this week I've had a lot of rough days actually that I haven't planned my food. And it's been okay. I can tell a difference on those days for sure, but it's okay. And I don't panic or freak out. It's just okay. And so that's a big one. I still do that. The other big one is the biblical truths about myself. So every day when I sit down to do my devotions, I do whatever devotion I'm doing. I do my prayer. And then I always say those 5 truths. And I try to say them out loud if I can. If I'm in a place that I can do it, I try to say them out loud. And I have them posted in my bathrooms. And I've even posted them for my children to see because I think they're super important for them too. Amen. So yeah, that was the other huge one.
Yeah. Yeah. It is so important that we speak truth and life into ourselves. We are, as women, are really good at doing it for others and for our kids, and we should. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for that. But when we could speak it into ourselves, it comes out to others so much like quicker and easier for sure. And so I just love that you kept that up because, you know, God's words are powerful. Speak them into our life.
Yep. And, you know, I found since I've been saying them to myself that I am starting to see needs in other people around me that where they will say something and I'm like, oh boy, you know, they need to know this truth. They need to know this biblical truth, this particular one. And I need to tell them that. Yes. And that's happened 2 or 3 times just in the last few months for me. So I think when you say them to yourself, it really ingrains it, and then you can see the need in other people, and then God can use you to work that and to speak that life into others.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, I love that. Because I find that we in it, like you said, you intellectually knew these truths, but it's like we almost don't apply them to ourselves. And this really helps us apply it to, yeah, God's saying that to me, along to with everybody else around me. He's saying that too, but also
Right.
to me. So I could say it to myself. And then when I see it, I could see it, the need in everybody else too. Like when I know it. Yeah, I love that. That's
Right.
so huge. Okay. So why did you decide to come back and not only do the February challenge, but you already signed up for the May challenge? What keeps you coming back?
Yeah, first of all, I plan to do all the challenges that you offer.
Love it.
It's good to be renewed. I forget things. There's a lot of information for just a week. And I love it. I'm glad all that information is there, and I've been able to use it all. But I feel like I can take, something from this challenge and perfect it. And then I can take something from this next challenge and perfect it. And then by the time the next challenge rolls around, I kind of just need that pick me up. I just kind of need that renewal, kind of be reminded again why I'm doing what I'm doing. Why am I planning my food again? Why am I saying these biblical truths to myself, or, whatever the case may be. It's just helpful to hear it again and write it. I'm a writer, so if I write something, it helps me to remember it. So I'll write it down again, and I've got all my notes, so I can go back and look at them. So yeah.
I love you made that point though, because I often tell people, write this down. And there is a lot of actually research to show that when we're actually writing, not just typing, but writing, we make that neural connection so much faster. Like we are able to retain it and understand it so much quicker. So that's probably a huge piece for you, just because you took the time to sit there and write and take some notes.
It is. Yeah. I always say if I don't write it, it doesn't happen, or it didn't happen, one or the other.
Yeah. That goes back to your charting days, doesn't it?
Probably. Yeah, most likely.
Just because I'm an RN or former RN, so I knew it. Like if it wasn't charted, it didn't happen.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
All right. So, first of all, before we kind of wrap this up, tell us your results now. Like, where are you at now? What have you seen?
I've lost almost 23 pounds. Yes. And it's so exciting. And I know that there's going to be more. And I have a general goal in mind, but I just know that, God has a plan, and it may be bigger and better than what mine is. So I'm not going to try to put him in a box. Nope. But yeah, so 23 pounds, and I don't know how many pant sizes or dress sizes I've been down, but I don't care. My clothes are fitting better, and I feel good. And I don't know. I'm just enjoying being able to enjoy my kids and being able to enjoy other people and having connections.
Yeah.
So
that's so good. And I love how you said that before. Yes, the weight loss is awesome. Like we're not going to negate that. That's super fun to have, and it's fun to have your clothes fit better, and that does breed some confidence, right? But this is about so much more than just a number on a scale or a pant size. This really is a whole mind body renewal, and really embracing this beautiful temple that God gave us as a gift, and using that gift, to go out and serve and truly live life abundantly. Like that's what I really want women to know. Like you can live life abundantly.
Yeah, at any size.
At any size.
Yeah.
At any number on the scale, you can live life abundantly.
Right.
And you can show up the way that God created you to show up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Right. And that's one of the things that you said that I took away as well, is that you are fully equipped for whatever God has called you right now, for whatever God has called you to do. And I've thought about that a lot. You know, my body is prepared to do what it needs to do. I just have to trust God that it's going to do it, and it will, because God made it that way. So,
amen. He did. Our bodies are just amazing. All right. Is there anything, kind of a last thought, anything you would love to let maybe other challengers know, or if somebody's watching this and thinking about joining the challenge, is there anything you want to share with them?
Yeah, I would just jump in and do it. You know, there's really nothing to lose, except maybe some weight and maybe some, I don't know, preconceived notions that you have, but I would just jump in and do it, and just be prepared to be involved in some way. You know, if you're a little bit backwards like I was and don't want to comment, at least do the worksheets, at least do the devotions, you know, or I know you're really good at messaging people. If they want to send you a personal message or an email, you always get back to them. Yeah. And so, you know, just be involved, because the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, just like with anything else. And just do it.
Yeah. I love that. And I 100% agree. You know, I tell, you know, because I do a group program after this, and I always tell everybody that signs up for that group, you know, what you put in, I will put in. Like, I will meet you where you're at. You message me and I will message you back. Like, let's get excited about this and let's participate, because that's exactly it. What you put in is what you're going to get out of it. And a lot of people will see that word free and they'll think, you know, there's probably not a lot of good information, and it probably won't be that much, but I promise you there's a lot to be learned. When I created this, I wanted you to see the possibility and have that transformation in just 7 days. And you're living proof of it, Jami, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'm so thankful that you were willing to share your story and help people see that they can do it too. Yeah.
I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to share it. I really, really am.
Yeah. Well, and it just goes to show, hey, you message me and we have a conversation, and then I get to know all this good stuff, and it just breathes more life. You know, we're made for relationships. Let's have a relationship. So if you're watching this, message me. Let's talk. Let's have a relationship, and let me help support you. So yeah, I love that. All right, Jami, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that you just, you know, really took a hold of all the information, all the tools that I gave you, and you decided to run with it, and you decided to truly embrace it. And now you get to, I always like to say, reap the harvest, and that's fun.
I'm not done. I'm still learning, but I'm excited to learn as much as I can and keep going. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. All right. Thank you.